Thank you, Taoiseach. Deputy Noel Grealish on behalf of the regional group.
Taoiseach, in October 1999, plans were first drawn up for a ring road around Galway. Here we are now, more than 24 years later, with more than €40 million spent, and we still don't even have planning, never mind a ring road. Taoiseach, traffic has more than doubled in that 24 years, and there is an increasing anger in Galway about the traffic situation and the lack of progress and finding a solution. There are more than 100,000 traffic journeys made in the city's road network every day, and roads that are just not able to cope with the traffic volume. Galway City is slowly becoming a car park, if it isn't one already. Taoiseach, the commuters that are stuck in traffic every morning and every evening trying to get to and from work are getting extremely frustrated at the lack of progress on a proposed ring road for Galway. People are late for work, students are late for college, and patients are missing hospital appointments. I'm getting calls every day from frustrated drivers, as I'm sure my Oireachtas colleagues in Galway are also. One commuter has told me that in the last 10 years it has taken him double the time to travel to work. One local developer in Annadown, east of the city, who is doing a major development in Barna, west of the city, told me that it's taking him up to 3 hours to get to the site each morning with traffic. A person can commute from Galway to Dublin in less than 3 hours, and it takes nearly 3 hours, in less than 2 hours, and it takes nearly 3 hours to cross Galway City. The carbon footprint with all the cars and HGVs stuck in traffic morning, noon and night is huge. Taoiseach, in the gallery today is Councillor Donald Lyons, who was twice elected Mayor of Galway City and is currently the Deputy Mayor. Councillor Lyons is a very strong advocate for the ring road, along with his colleagues, and he is very frustrated that after 24 years we don't even have planning. Taoiseach, the businesses in Galway City are very worried that the lack of progress on a ring road will have a negative effect on their businesses, and they are demanding progress must happen urgently on the planning decision. In Parkmore, where most of the multinationals are based, they had to stagger their starting and finishing times to facilitate the workers. The people of Galway are saying is enough, and they want action. To Taoiseach, the question I'm asking you this afternoon is not from me, but from the tens of thousands of people that are stuck in traffic in Galway morning, noon and night. Will you, as Head of Government, take charge of this project and work with all stakeholders involved and get this project through the planning process as a matter of urgency?
Thank you. Taoiseach.
Thanks very much, Deputy. As we're discussing matters Galway, I think it would be good to put on the record the fact that today is a good news day in terms of investment in Galway, with a total allocation of €1 million confirmed for the East Galway Sports Campus, €2.5 million for the Renville Sports and Community Centre, and €20 million for the sports ground redevelopment in Connacht Rugby. And I know you and I have been strong supporters of that project for quite some time, as indeed is Minister Naughton and Deputy Kine, Deputy O'Keefe and everyone in the area, but really glad to see that money is confirmed for Galway City and County. And of course it's not just about rugby or sports. This will also be an important and much needed event space and conference centre in what is the fabulous city of Galway. One thing that would make the city even better would be the construction of the Galway Ring Road, and I am a supporter of the project. I can't interfere in the planning process, but I am glad to see that it is back before An Taoiseach, and I hope that they can make a decision soon, thus allowing us to go to tender, always aware that there's a risk, of course, of a judicial review, which is why these things need to be done carefully and properly. I know there are some people who will argue that the Galway Ring Road is contrary to our climate action plan. I do not believe that is the case. I believe the construction of the Galway Ring Road will free up the city and free up road space within the city for pedestrians and cyclists, making it more attractive to residents and tourists and investors. I also take the view that by the time it is built, and we know it will take many years to build, we will be at a situation whereby most of the energy that we produce, or most of the electricity we produce in this country, is from renewables, and many more people will be using electric cars and electric vehicles. And therefore the argument that building this road will mean more fossil fuels and more greenhouse gases being emitted in the environment, I think is a weak one. Because when you take into account the improvements of the public realm and life within the city, the reduction in through traffic and better air quality, and when you take into account the electrification of our electricity system and the increased uptake of electric vehicles, I think it can be argued, and I would argue, that this project is not contrary to our climate objectives. I do know, of course, that any major road construction project has an impact on the environment, but having visited the site of the Ballyvorney-Macroom bypass and having seen that completed, was just interested to know how much building techniques have changed and how things can be done in a way that has a lesser impact on the environment than was the case in the past.
Thank you, Taoiseach. Deputy Grealish.
Taoiseach, also I want to welcome the announcement that was made this morning regarding the extra funding for Connacht Rugby to develop the sports ground and also for the Rinville Sports Project of 420,000. That is very welcome, Taoiseach. But Taoiseach, caught up in all of this are 54 homeowners who are technically prisoners in their homes, who are waiting for years at this stage for a decision to be made. Is this project going ahead or is it not? This is wrong, Taoiseach. It is very unfair on these people, a lot of whom are elderly and very stressed over this. The people of Galway are asking, how is it that so many other bypasses and road projects have been designed, funded and completed all around the country during that time, and we still don't even have planning for a ring road in Galway? Taoiseach, I'm not asking you to interfere in the planning process, which I know that you can't. All I'm asking is that you contact An Taoiseach to expedite the decision for the people of Galway, and if the decision is to go ahead with the road, then we need to build it immediately. Taoiseach, this can't be allowed to drag on any longer. The people of Galway won't take it. Galway City is practically now a car park, night, noon and morning. People are getting extremely frustrated. And Taoiseach, I'm asking you as head of government, get involved and lead this and get this much needed project through the planning process and built.
Thank you, Deputy Grealish. Taoiseach, please.
Thanks, Deputy. I'll be in Galway on Monday morning, and will have the great privilege of officially opening the Moycullen bypass project that I was involved in initiating back when I was Minister for Transport. At the time, we thought it might be possible for the Ring Road and the Moycullen bypass to be built at the same time, so I understand the frustration that people must feel that one part is done and the bigger part is not. We know the backstory to this. Planning permission was granted by An Taoiseach. It was struck down by the High Court. It's now back in before An Taoiseach. And in terms of delays, Minister Bryan and I met with the Chairman and Chief Planner of An Taoiseach only in the last week or two, asked them what they needed in order to ensure that decisions are made quicker when it comes to major public infrastructure projects. Not just this project, but projects like Bus Connects, like the DART extension, which is very important to my constituency, like Metrolink, for example, and what they asked for we're doing. They have a full complement now of 15 board members, over 300 staff, and they'll be able to take on more. And also from next week, the new Planning and Environment Division of the High Court sits for the first time, and that means that if something does go to judicial review, the case can be heard and decided on more quickly than was the case before.
Thank you, Taoiseach. Now,